what I almost just did.
What did you almost just do?
Well, I almost had a horrible spillage situation. I have my big giant bottle of
By
water.
the way, we are streaming live right now. It happens to be on
Perfect.
97.1 The Ticket Facebook page, Facebook Live. So what did you do?
All right, so I will demonstrate for those on Facebook so they can see, and I will do this very slowly. This is my bottle of water, a bottle of Smart Water, whatever it is, the 33-ounce bottle of Smart Water.
All right.
And I flavor it with the Mio, the stuff you squirt in the water.
Yep.
Black cherry flavor for those wondering at home. And I went to move the microphone. The microphone has this arm, and now I'm going to move this over here. Because what happened was I went to push it in to push it closer to me, and it had knocked over, as the people on Facebook can see. You follow us on Facebook, at the Karsch and Anderson page on Facebook. And it knocked the bottle over, and before anything got crazy, I was able to pick it up before it spilled. So nothing spilled.
Okay. Which the engineers would have freaked out about.
Yeah, I would have been in a bad place.
They already don't like us having food, drink, anything in the studio.
And they really don't like me anyway.
No, they don't. Although we have an engineer named Scott, not you obviously, but an engineer named Scott. He doesn't like anybody.
No.
He's a constant scowl mode. But if you spill food or water in his studio, they're gonna lose it.
Yeah, so.
And we're not supposed to have food or water in here.
Well, water, yeah.
We're not supposed to have stuff in here. And I probably have food in here every day.
Right, but I mean, how much damage is kale gonna do?
True.
Well, today I had a whole salad. But,
With dressing?
Some of the oil from the dressing can do a lot of
Yeah, that
damage.
could, yeah.
248-539-9797, open lines, ticket text 97136. Let's go to John in Farmington. You are next. Hi, John.
Hello, how are you?
Okay. All right, John.
Good. Hey, I just want to touch base on the kickoff thing, which I agree with you, probably one of the most exciting plays, to get a game and halftime and all that stuff. But what about the onside kick? Probably the most exciting game, changer at the end of a game. Not gonna get rid of that.
Well, this is part of the problem. And this is why last week, when you're talking about trying to keep the game essentially the same and yet make it safer, the idea of replacing the kickoff with a punt, that was one of the challenges, right? So the punt would take, you line everybody up at the 40, teams could try and block the punt, or they could set up a return. I think the data would show the punt returns aren't as dangerous as kickoff returns. But how do you have an onside punt? You don't. So I guess the way you would have to do it is it's a 4th and 20 situation, and you can decide we want to go for it. You can either fake a punt or line up from scrimmage and try and get 20 yards in one play. They'd have to look at success rates for onside kicks, and let's say success rates for onside kicks is 8%, and then find an equal distant, how that equates to 4th and what that is converted 8% of the time to try and keep it the same. But I thought that was interesting. None of these ideas, if it's up to me, and I'm in favor of leaving it the way it is. But if they're forcing a change, that was the best one we came up with last week, John.
Right, gotcha. All right, well, I just wanted to touch on that. I just, teams scores a late touchdown, they're still down by, a touchdown or 6 points or whatever, and, you got to figure out a way if they're going to eliminate the kickoff, how do we get that exciting end of the game to try to get a turnover to try to tie the game or win the game.
Right, right. I mean, it's all part of the challenge. Look, when people are talking about nobody playing the game 25, 30 years from now, and I don't know how legitimate that talk is, I kind of scoff at it. I think it's mostly people just trying to make some bold statement. Hey, they're not going to have football in 25 years. Yeah, they will. But if you're going to keep football the way it is or preserve it with some changes, I'll choose preserve it with some changes and over keep it the way it is and lose it altogether. But I want to exhaust every resource of keeping it the way it is before we change it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but the league likes to make money. Owners like to make money, and they're going to keep the league going as long as they can. And to keep it going as long as they can, they're going to have to come up with ways to make it safer for the players and everybody else involved with it. I don't know if there's some newfangled helmet. Look, it's gonna be conjunction. A lot of things going to have to take place. You have to have better tackling, more safe tackling anyway. The equipment's going to have to be safer. They're obviously making rule changes to try to make this part of it as well. And as more and more sports organizations come out and change rules and change things and equipment and try to make it safer and do more research on concussions, whether it's the NHL, because you got players, former players that are getting together to try to make a class action suit. When I read last week that there were former professional wrestlers that are going after the WWE because of injuries that those wrestlers sustained in the ring, and I just think it's become more and more prevalent and more frontline topics of conversation that they have to be addressed.
All right, Gator, I promise this, so let me follow through on it. It is the off-season NHL Power Rankings, courtesy of Sports Illustrated and hockey writer Alan Muir. Are you ready?
I think so.
Do you have any idea where you think the Red Wings are?
Well, there are 30 teams in the NHL right now. 16 make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So this is ranking them 1 to 30, correct?
That is correct.
I will say that the Red Wings would rank 15th.
Okay. I want you to count Eastern Conference teams as I make my way down here. Are you ready?
I am.
Number 1, the Pittsburgh Penguins. Number 2, the San Jose Sharks. Number 3, the Tampa Bay Lightning.
2.
Number 4, the Washington Capitals.
3.
Number 5, the Dallas Stars. Number 6, the Florida Panthers.
4.
Number 7, the Nashville Predators. Number 8, the Chicago Blackhawks. Number 9, the Anaheim Ducks. Number 10, the Los Angeles Kings.
Oh boy.
Number 11, the Montreal Canadiens.
5.
Number 12, the St. Louis Blues. Number 13, the Minnesota Wild. Number 14, the New York Rangers.
6.
Number 15, the New York Islanders.
7.
Number 16, the Philadelphia Flyers.
8.
Number 17, the Detroit Red Wings.
So they have them just outside the playoffs.
Yep. Here's what they write. GM Ken Holland has been busy this summer replacing Pavel Datsyuk with Franz Nielsen and taking a flyer on Thomas Vanek. But he has yet to address the pressing need for more speed and mobility on the blue line. There's still time, but for now, the Wings look like outliers. So, out of the playoffs, for what that's worth, which I think comes to the surprise of,
Few.
I would say almost no one.
There's a move still going to be made with this team, and I think once they have, we get into next week with the arbitration hearings for their own restricted free agents. That's going to happen soon, so they have to try to come up with deals, whether it's with DeKaiser. I guess they're close to coming to a deal with DeKaiser before that happens. Apparently they're miles apart with Mrazek, so that may actually go to arbitration. But once that's all behind them, then I think you can see them concentrate on making a move for a puck-carrying defenseman.
All right, here's some feedback. No chance there's video of Chris Sale. There may be cameras leading into the clubhouse, but no way they have cameras in the locker room. If there were leaks of video of these guys naked, etc., that would be a huge issue. They won't take that chance. That's from Freddie and Adrian. You might be right. Another one here about players that they used to hate, but they're starting to like. This is based on your champ vote for Ken Griffey Jr. and Mike Piazza, guys you didn't like when they were players.
Correct.
Byron on lunch. I hated Sid the Kid. Sid isn't the kid anymore, and it shows. I've always respected his grit, but it's hard to still hate. We'll never cheer for him, but I do not hate the guy anymore. Reluctantly. Reggie Miller gets my vote for love him because I love him as a commentator. That's from Brian in Rochester. 248-539-9797. Open lines. Karsch and Anderson, 97.1 The Ticket.